Round of applause for Ken. All right, moving on. Uh, so the last feature for tonight is David Iribarn. Is, someone I've hosted many times. I've experienced hosting him. He has brought quite a few books that are on sale. You've got me, you gave me your shadow, Bones, Taking Time to Breathe. So $15, 12. So check him out at the end. But this is David Iribarn. He earned his bachelor's arts in English from CSUS. He currently resides here in Sacramento, works in social services, and has had several poems published in Poetry Now, Susurrus, Catchword, Medusa's Kitchen, and many more. And he has won the second prize in Sacramento News and Reviews student poetry contest. That was in 2005. He also has a piece published in the News SPC Sacramento anthology, Late Peaches. He has written, so in that he's one of 117 poets. He has written one poetry book entitled Bones, Skin and Soul, and two chapbooks, Soul of Love and Silent Screams. He also has a compilation of short stories entitled Taking Time to Breathe, and is currently working on a book of poetry that will be published this year. Please put your hands together for David Iribarn.
Paradise. So often I dream of living my own poetry, where I find out something that I would not have known had I not been there. Where I find beauty, rhyme and reason, sometimes no reason. I'm in a world where there is passion, love, and peace, nestled in despair, conflict, and sorrow. My troubles don't seem so impossible, because this is where I want to be. I would never be lonely. I can paint so many colors, so many different images. I am in control of my own destiny. I am my ruler. It is my world. I hear my words. I control the tone. I am the maker and the writer. I can make my letters come into play. Yes, I want to live and breathe in my own poetry, where everything is deeper. You're forced to read between the lines. I mean so much more. Everything has more weight, because all of it has so much more meaning. When I dive into my own poetry, it is refreshing, never dry. Things are bright and ever colorful. All the language is so sweet, decadent, fulfilling, because of the limitless feelings that exist. So often, I dream of living my own poetry, constantly being my own instrument, my own muse, and my own creativity. I thought that would give you a little idea of what I write, and that was from Cynthia Linville, it was my own piece, but she had put on Facebook one day, so often I dream of living my own poetry, and I thought, I'm gonna steal that, Cynthia, if you don't mind. And she said, yeah, sure, go for it. And that came out probably because that's how passionate, how I feel about poetry. I want to have you guys give it up for Cara again and Kelly. They were awesome. I had the pleasure of organizing this in a sense, because about 2 months ago I had asked Tim Call and some of the other the Poetry Center that I'd like to do reading, because I have a lot of new stuff doing. And they said, well, yeah, sure, which was great to do. I have so much to take to them. And they said, who would you like to bring? Who would you like to have? I said, I get to have my own choice. And I've had the luxury of I've writing and reading with Philip Larrea. I've read with Abba Salim. Read with many poets in Sacramento. And I thought, man, I know that I've known Cara since high school. And I've known always what I loved about her poetry, not that I loved it, altogether, that it's very tight. Every word, there's no space to just seems to come out just right. And with Kelly, I saw her last year and I thought, okay, I want both of these people. Can I get them in the show? And luckily Emmanuel said, yeah, so I was very lucky and so feel very blessed to have been written with them. So anyway, now I'm gonna go to my next piece. If you haven't heard me read before and you don't know who I am, this will give you an idea. My neighborhood. I am from the neighborhood where people know their neighbors by name and watch out for them. I am from the sector that is close to the fabulous 40s, where Reagan lived, but the prices are not as high. I am from a time where hair was big, frozen with mountains of hairspray and gel, colors were loud, and music was recorded on something called a tape. Meat and potatoes was a staple for our diets, not a rarity. Families ate and talked at the dinner table. Parks were just down the street. I played ball until dusk, rather than playing with a controller. I am from a time when we rolled up our jeans. We wore more than just one watch, and they were called swatches. Our hair is hung over one eye, and we were called a skater, even if we didn't skate. We put a hole in our jeans to rebel, and also to fit in. I come from a street that has painted trees to represent it, and on that street lived a man who built the undergrounds of an amusement park named Disneyland. My neighbors lived there longer than I have been alive. It was a place where it is safe to walk at night. I am from where we jumped the tracks to get to school, and the sound of the train would be your music you sleep by. Excuse me. Very long day of running around. I've had that just maybe as Kelly has. You run around, you have to work. So forgive me if I'm just trying to get, into it, relaxed. But please, stay a while. Please, stay a while. Happiness is here, outside my window. Let it in. Let it stay a while. Let it stay for a while. Let it bake and baste. Let it simmer and marinate for a while. So when I taste it, I truly savor its juices. Let it make a home. Let it grow and bloom, overshadowing the dim lights that creep in every so often. Bring it close to me. Let me breathe it in, take over my body. I close my eyes and open them. Everything around me glows. Chaotic cares slowly disappear. I feel the tingle in my soul, like when I taste a sweet strawberry, or like tasting chocolate for the first time. It is like I've found my true love. Happiness surround me. Create a fence around me that I cannot hurdle. Stay here with me. Don't leave. I just want to smile and look at you for a while. This year, the past year has been, I would say, a year of achievements for me. Not just in writing, although I was very lucky to be in Late Peaches. I was in WTF, I've been in Medusa. I was lucky enough to be an exhibit put on by Diana Bloom, who's back there for domestic violence. And, for the awareness of domestic violence. But also, I had lost about 50 pounds, and I was, I've been working out every day with my friend Sean Allen, who was my trainer, and he put me to work, and I'm looking to lose more. But this next piece is about just coming in my own and really, I guess, doing those achievements. Transpose. I used to be I am not that anymore. I am so much more. I am 10 times better than what I used to be. I used to be. Look better now, ready to face the world, stronger than before, more confident, happier than in the past. Smiles come easier. I used to be. Feel more content. Know I can do more, have more energy, and want to do more. I used to be. Not ashamed anymore. Wear what I want to wear. Say what I want. More gumption and ambition. I used to be. I cheer more now. Give myself more encouragement and heed to others who praise me. More and more I do believe. I used to be is followed by what I am now. You know, I love kids, and if you have kids, I really hope you cherish them. You know, I was lucky enough to have mom and dad who really taught me well, and they valued individuality. So a couple months ago, or actually this summer, I'd seen a kid who was dancing at a concert. She had to be like 7 years old, and I just was like amazed by how much of who she was. So this is about that experience. Song and dance. You jumped around, skipped about, played air guitar, rocked out to the music. You did not care what people thought. You just did your own thing. You danced blindly around the room and ended up on my lap. You lip-synced, opening that little mouth of yours ever so wide and bobbing that small head of yours back and forth ever so fast to the music. You almost stole the show that night. I watched you try to lock every move, every jump, every smile securely in my brain, hoping it would be lost, fragmented, broken into bits and pieces by unbeknownst happenings. I wanted to be like that, not care what people said, not care how I looked, always comfortable in my own body. I wish I could freeze time. I tightly hold your 7-year-old frame, letting go, but not wanting to, worried about what you will face, what will come later. Will you dance as freely? Will you fall too fast? Will you keep afloat in the fierce ocean? I looked at you again. You were smiling as you twirled about, leaping into the air. You just made it up as you went along, not worried about the steps others took. I knew then you would be able to last through the whole show. How you guys doing, all right? Guys keeping warm? You know, I know you had Kelly and Cara to like warm you up, especially, you know, I mean, some intense poetry. So I just had to come in here last and get you guys so you're all warmed up, so it's already done. You know? What do I have to do other than keep it going? So this one is called Our Song. This is a little about loss. If you've ever lost a mate, even if they've gone away or, you know, they died. Our Song. Every night I listen to our song. The music is less sweet without you here. Guitar is out of tune, voice faint, difficult to make words out. Not able to sing along like I once did. Seems bass is deeper. It echoes in my head. Sometimes it is all I hear. I'm not able to dance anymore. I've lost my rhythm. No one to take the lead. I constantly miss the beats, trip over my own feet, as there is no one to guide me. Sometimes I just try to listen without trying to dance, try to hum the tune, but all I hear is murmurs. I tweak the antennas, thinking it will help. Nothing. I close my eyes, rock back and forth, breathe in, breathe out. I try to say all those things I forgot to say. They're all wrapped up in boxes in my brain, wanting to be delivered to my mouth. Open my mouth, nothing comes out. My throat aches, voice is gone. I yearn for a time when I will be able to hear our song, have the guitar be in tune, be able to keep the beat, be able to hear the words, and be able to dance again. So I'm glad that I've seen Kelly a year ago, and I've seen her do erotica, and I thought, Bill, I'd seen her about actually a month ago. Bill Gaynor, if any of you know who he is, said, you got some. Now you're reading with her in a month, and you're gonna be able to do that, And I'm like, I can do that. So I can do some erotica. So this is mine. All right. So summer, small little tip. I usually write about relationships and things. I can do too. So anyway, a friend of mine it was raining really hard about a month ago, and she put this line on Facebook. So I had the first line. I stole it and I said, "Can I use it?" So she said, "Okay." Dark love. Something sexy about showering in the dark, having your hands touch every inch of my body, naked skin touching, lips moist every time they kiss my breast, smooth every time they slowly move down my forehead, to my cheeks, to my neck. Something electric about your body being that close to mine in the blackness. I'm able to light a fire within you as I trace every corner of your body with my fingers. It almost feels sinister as I hear you moan and scream, but then ask for more. I can smell you. I can taste you. I love having to search you out, find out what I love most about you, being able to go over spots of you over and over just to find the spot that you and I love most. No words spoken, just love. I know that there's something sexy about showering with you in the dark, and I know that there is something forever beautiful about loving you blindly. So we're going to keep this going. I take a writing class with Laura Martin. Some of you may know who she is, and we had this night where she scattered out recipes, on the table, and supposed to make something out of that, whatever piece it may be. So I took them all together, one piece by piece, and this is what came out. Recipe for delicious. She skated into the room that night, sparkling, bright and shiny. Lemon skirt hugged her hips, made my lips wet, my blood boil, my juices began flowing. Such a treat, such a delight to see her slowly sashay across the floor. Temperature raised, ice cubes melted, water warm as it nursed the back of my throat. I could smell her vanilla body from across the table as she sat down. She was just the right blend of milk, cream, and sugar, not too much, but I wanted more, defiantly more. She was a prized recipe, a decadent dessert, a succulent cream pie that sent cliché chills down my spine. She froze my mind. Her sultry voice, sweet like butter, magically mesmerized me, melted me like chocolate. She became my new favorite candy. I stared at her, so elegant, so precious, so utterly divine. She indeed packed the right amount of filling. Wiped my mouth, salivating like a dirty old man. I didn't want to be obvious. Rather, I wanted to be subtle. Didn't want to be a bad seed, come on too strong, laid on too thick, or be a dill pickle. It had come down to this. I had to turn her on with the right degree, maybe 375 degrees, stir in the right spice of humor. It was too difficult. I was baked too long. She was so right. She made me stand so firm. I wanted to just eat her up. So, this isn't a much older one. I wrote this back, next one is back in when I was at Sac City. I had the luxury of having a teacher, Tom Miner, who took me under his wing, as well as Alba Garcia and some other teachers. But this one was for what was called Fiesta de la Posa. And it still emanates today because we have MLK coming up, and it touches on lines of racism and immigrant farm workers. So this is called Picking Away at the Soul. Father's hands are covered with cracks, scratches, and cuts, rough like sandpaper from the sharp, rigid thorns on the stems, bloodstains on his shirt. The heat of the sun beats down on his body. He is drenched with sweat, but he lunges on, picking the bush clean. Tears hide behind the perspiration. Often, he can't tell the difference between tears and sweat. His boss spits out racial slurs, insults like tobacco. The money is next to nothing, just enough to buy the bread and water that feeds his wife and 4 children. He stares at the sky, dreaming of a day when he won't be asked by his children, "Will it get better? Why do you cry yourself to sleep?" He gazes at the sky and wonders if slavery has been abolished, or is it just hiding here in the fields? I have a couple more pieces going on. I want to reiterate what Kelly was saying about domestic violence. This next piece, kind of goes along those lines, but I had the honor of being in like I said, an exhibit in October from December called Creating Freedom. And it was all based around domestic violence. And it's really important that we know this is going on. Diana Bloom was sitting back and put it on. She'd organized it all herself. I had 2 poems, not this one in particular, that was featured in it. And I thought it was just an honor. Silent Screams, the book that I have back there, is all dedicated to domestic violence. If you buy it, half of it will go to her organization. So please take a look at it. This one was in WTF. Dark embellishment. Mother, make it all stop. Please make the screams vanish. Make peace present in my life. Allow me to remember without wanting to stop. Carry me through the rough spots. Anchor me to the good times. Let me mull there for a while without stumbling so quickly to the rocks and cracks. Tell me a story about when he would tightly hold me, making me feel loved, where he sang to me with love, and the words were his own. Is there a time he comforted me? A time he made me fall asleep in his arms? When my heart did not skip a beat? When he would creak into the house? Mother, make it all stop, even if you have to continue to lie.